Hey, groupers, Pastor Marshall here. Well, we've gotten to the end of the book of Ruth. It is my hope, it's my prayer that all of you have just gained in your love for God through this little book in the Old Testament. I hope that you've gained some respect for how God can use women in His redemption. And if you didn't know the book of Ruth at all, I hope that you're in love with it now like I've been in love with it for a long, long time. Well, Bible study, just to get everybody talking a little bit as we start off. When was a time, or is it a time, where you let life get in the way, you let life overshadow your romantic relationship? When was a time that life got in the way of your romance? Well, the big lesson in Ruth is redemption. What does redemption mean? How does it play out in our lives day to day? How does it play out in those romantic relationships? How does it play out in our personal relationships? How does it play out at work? And ultimately, what does redemption mean in our relationship with God? Well, how is Boaz, the guardian redeemer, or the more traditional line, the kinsman redeemer, how is Boaz, the kinsman redeemer, a portrait, a picture of Jesus? Why did God redeem us? What was the major motivation for God redeeming us? And what did it require of Jesus to redeem us? How much did it cost Him? What are some of the common false redeemers on whom people lean to try to find redemption? What are some ways that people try to redeem themselves? What are some of the similarities between Ruth, who's the bride of Boaz, and the church, who is the bride of Christ? What are some of the similarities? And how does God's treatment of Ruth show His grace? And how does it show His power? Well, one lesson that we can learn from this story is that if we let Him, God can still write the last chapter of our lives. God will still write the last chapter of our lives. How does that idea make you feel? What do you think that it means for your life? And then finally, what is your biggest takeaway from the book of Ruth? Just personally, share with your small group. What do you think that you're going to remember the most? What do you think is meant the most to you from this 4-week study in the book of Ruth? Well, every week, just a quick reminder of applications that we made on Sunday. We're certainly talking about God's love for us, His redeeming love for us. That's what the book of Ruth is about. What will it mean for you this week? What will you do because you're convinced that God loves you enough to redeem you? Well, I hope that you have a great group, and I will look forward to seeing you in the study of Esther. God bless.